Konnichiwa, Mina Sakura. You're watching Pocket Calls. Today's 10-minute first-person video is going to be on a PS2 game, and that is, are you smarter than a 5th grader? Make the grade. This game is up to 4 players, 58k on the save, and it's one that I am excited to give a try because it's a trivia game. And let's face it, the show is pretty funny because basically what it's all about is they'll bring 5th graders on and dumb adults on who don't know jack squat. I'll probably be most likely one of them. And you answer questions that 5th graders know, but apparently the adults don't. So this is going to be a lot of fun. Let's give it a try. As always, 10 minutes play the game. First time play game, a version of and I can't skip anything. So get that timer started. Timer started and away we go. Let's check out profiles. Empty. Okay, real quick, I'm going to pause the timer, and I'm going to make my profile, and I'll speed this up. So, yeah. Alright, we're back after... That was weird. Whatever. It's restarting timer. At first, I was like, I should make a Karen. Nah, let's make it a fun Karen. Okay. New game. Home room description for one player, just like the live TV show. Climb the money ladder. Okay, flashcards. Okay, no. Yeah, we'll do this one. Today on Are You Smarter Than a 5th Grader? We have our guest, Tsurai, and she's going to try and defeat all of these smart little buttheads. Hello, I'm Jeff Foxworthy. Are you smarter than a 5th grader? Alright, here's our classmates. Alicia, Juliet, Lewis, George, and Jeremy. Okay. Yeah! I would laugh if they actually had it to where I could trip and fall. Oh wow, even I have a voice. Works. Okay. Okay. Nope. Okay. $500,000. $1 million. Okay. Pick. Okay, peek, not pick. Copy. Okay. Drop out of school and take the money. If only that was a real thing. No, I'm not encouraging that. I shouldn't have said that. I'm not encouraging that. If you want to lose, you gotta tell the world that you're willing to say you're not smarter than a 5th grader. Pick me! Pick me! Pick me! Pick me! Well, since she was being really nice, I'll go ahead and pick her. Knowing my luck, she's the dumbest one. Nah, just kidding. She was very polite, so she's gonna be the smartest one. Animal science. Social studies. Music. Okay. Alright. Alright, let's do animal science. At least I know I can do that. What? Okay. How does a fish move? It slithers. Oh my gosh. And they have a fish right there. Now comes the thing. Watch, I'll be wrong. What is with her face? There's just something wrong about her face. It's not rendering properly. Okay. $2,000. Which bird is a symbol of the United States? It is definitely the turkey. Oh crap! I hit the wrong one. Bald eagle. Bald eagle. No. Ah. Why did I go to golden eagle? What? The fifth grader didn't know that? Yes, you are an idiot. Well, that was a short one. Oh, I can't believe it. I just saw eagle and I went right to it. I don't know what happened there. No, we'll pretend that doesn't... Yes, that did not happen. Play again. Okay, that part we'll pretend did not happen. I just selected the wrong answer. So, we'll restart this, okay? Is it the same kids again, not randomized? Come on, yeah, they're the exact same kids. Huh. Okay. Well, I'm definitely not picking Alicia this time because she didn't know the answer. I mean, at least I said it was an eagle, even though I selected the wrong eagle. Their partner's like, okay, take two. Ah, crap. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and speed this part of the video up. That way you... So I'm pausing the timer. Alright, we're back. Restarting timer. Alright, George, I'm trusting you. The last time, the other person let me down. Big time. Not happy. I'm trusting you, man. Spelling. Nope. Okay. Nice. Okay. Okay. Alright. Alright. Okay, animal science. True or false? The hunchback whale is what? Of course not. It's a mammal. Her face still isn't rendering properly. Okay, first grade social skills. Oh, social studies. What do we call the traditional tales and practices of people? Folklore. Well, I knew that one at least. Ghost stories are a large part of folklore in many countries. Well, thank you very much. I knew that. Juliet, then. We're going to use Alicia last. Okay, let's go with U.S. history. What did pioneers call the land to the west that was not yet inhabited by the Europeans? The frontier. I just got $5,000 and there goes the timer. Okay. Speaking of what we are not supposed to speak of, I have no idea what happened back then. I just saw Eagle, I didn't see the other one, so sorry about that. Okay, not bad. Creepy that her face does not render. But I am quite impressed with the audience. That everybody is their own thing. Got full voice acting, though he does not read the questions. So, I think this is actually a pretty good one. I'm enjoying it. And they're fun questions, they really are. And I like how they are able to do what they did with it. The only issue I have really with the game is the fact that the character creation is one of those extremely limited, low-budget creation ones. Yeah, don't like that. I really don't. I don't know why, but I like having at least 10 options per thing. So that was the only thing I didn't like. Other than that, I'm enjoying the game, and I think it would be real fun to play up to 4 players with, friends. Just be like, okay, here we are. Let's see who's the best one, and just have fun with it. So, I think that's a good idea of how they did this, and you can never really go wrong with trivia games. Except for the weird ones like I have... Oh, we'll get to that in a sec. So, yeah, I think it's good, especially if you enjoy the show. I personally have only seen clips from the show, which are pretty funny, where you literally... well, I made a mistake just because I wasn't reading all of the answers, so that's why I made that mistake. But I have seen videos where people literally come on the show and they're like, duh, I know what I'm talking about, and then they go against them. I think you have the 5th graders who are just like, like they're getting all the answers right, and you have the adult. Dude, kid, who are you? You're smart. Because like, that was an easy one. It was asking you what color the flag was. He didn't specify what flag we were looking at. So it's a pretty funny show. To the clips and everything I've seen, so it's good to see that they decided that this would be a good one to bring, because when it comes down to it, it's good to have something different than just Jeopardy and Trivial Pursuit. Not saying those are bad games, but it is fun to have alternate games to try, even though her face is still creepy, and that dead eyes of her, like, another round. Kill me now, type look on her face. So the question is, trivia games. What are some of the weirdest trivia games you've ever had the opportunity to play? And, well, the two that comes to my head automatically is I have Friends and Twilight. The Friends one is actually well built, I think. It's just, I've never been a fan of the show. Oh, I shouldn't say that. It's more, I've never been interested in watching the show, if you will. There was other shows on at the time that were okay, but I grew up watching a lot of the older stuff from the 70s, 80s, 60s, and 50s and stuff like that, because that's what my mother loved to watch. So I watched a lot of shows that are older. I mean, one of my favorite shows of all time is Sanford and Son. So for me, Friends really wasn't one that I got into. I got into a lot of the other ones that were around that time, but that was one I just never really watched. But I think they built it really, really good, and you were able to have fun regardless if you knew anything about the show or not. And then you had Twilight, which is very creepy. It's a Wii game, which is all about, I think, the first and second movie, or just the first movie. But it's a whole trivia game about it. And it was just kind of like, how can you even make a trivia game about this movie when the whole movie plot is she cries and has panic attacks through half the movie. And then it's her trying to get laid either with the vampire or the werewolf, and she chooses the vampire, who's sparkly. As you can tell, I did not have a good time watching that movie. I do apologize. I do not like that series one bit, but still, it's just it was bizarre to me. But those are the two that instantly come to my mind when it's a bizarre trivia games that almost at times were just kind of like, But that's just me. Let me know in the comments below about any of the trivia games that you guys have played that are definitely slightly weird and different. I'd love to give them a try, if there's any good recommendations. Thank you guys for watching. At least you guys had fun with watching me mess up. This is Tsurai saying ciao and sayonara.